On a day that will be remembered for the funeral of Prince Philip, Sunderland may as well have held their own funeral for their chances of automatic promotion, as we lost again, our third defeat on the spin. Blackpool away 1-0. And to be honest, at this stage, there's almost no words. It's pointless going through the matches, because the matches, they are what they are. They're not even, we're playing average. There's nobody standing out. The football isn't great. But it's kind of getting by. But at the minute, we're being defined by our defensive mistakes. Today, it was a Lee Burge goalkeeping error. Unforgivable, really. I know he's a League One goalkeeper, but he's a professional keeper. Ball comes at him, he lets it slip through his arms. But that being said, Lee Burge has dug us out some holes this season, and you would have hoped today, with the fact that Hull spent most of the day losing, and the players will have known that on the pitch, it was just an inept, toothless performance going forward. I think the closest we ever came to scoring was Aidan McGeady hitting the post just before Blackpool scored. Fine margins in football, of course. If that one goes in through McGeady, we probably do go on and win the game. But here we are, we're talking about another defeat. And I think the reality is we need to accept as fans, this team just isn't really good enough. It went through a very good run, and fair play to them. And I think Lee Johnson should take a lot of credit for getting us into that position. And don't forget that. Don't forget where we were when he took over after the dark days of Phil Parkinson. However, in recent weeks, in fact, it's not even recent weeks, it's recent week. In the last week, it's just not been good enough. I remember we went to Portsmouth and won 2-0. That was probably our most complete performance of the season. We were excellent. And since that point, performance levels have dropped off. That Oxford game where we won 3-1, I don't think we were great. Peterborough away, we weren't great. And since then, that Charlton defeat last weekend, we actually played okay, but lost again, defensive errors. Midweek against Wigan, defensive errors. Today, a goalkeeping error. So looking ahead, we've got Hull on Tuesday night. If we lose there, Hull will be up, I think. I looked at that before in the league table. Hull will be promoted at that point. Peterborough, I don't think we're going to catch them. So kiss goodbye. The automatic promotions are not happening. They're gone. What was going to be a very tight 3-horse race for promotion, Sunderland could well finish 4th in that race. That's how bad it's been over the last couple of weeks. For me, though, it's about building to the playoffs. We need to pick up some victories. We need to make sure we go in there with a little bit of confidence, because right now, we've got a striker in Charlie Wyke who's been excellent all season, but I think he's on 1 goal in 6. Ross Stewart, who we brought in January, really hasn't hit the ground running after scoring his debut. He's not been great. To be honest, I don't think there's a player who's in form in the whole squad at the minute. There's not one player I look at and say they're playing really well at the minute. Even ones who were playing well a month ago, Jordan Jones, he's came off the boil. Aidan McGeady, I think he's doing okay, but I think we can get more from him. Lee Johnson seems reluctant to put in Chris Maguire. You'd thought that Chris Maguire might have got a look today. Obviously he didn't. We've got defensive injuries, which is a disaster. We don't know who's going to be back for the playoffs. We don't know if a Dion Sanderson's going to be in or not. So it's not looking good for Sunderland. Your momentum is important this stage of the season, and Sunderland had it in the middle part of the year. The beginning of 2021, we were excellent. We come to this stage now, though, and it looks like we are, we're in a real state of blowing it. And I think if you were going to look at the playoffs, teams like Portsmouth, I know they got beat today, but you wouldn't fancy us against them. You wouldn't fancy us against Blackpool either. And that's just a couple of the teams in there. Charlton, of course, you wouldn't fancy us against them. They were almost a bogey team for us. So it's not looking good. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I would say I'm borderline angry with the state of play at the minute. And I think it's because we were built up to the point where it felt like something might actually happen this season. And that's the worst thing. It's the hope that really, really hurts you. And we got in a position when we came into that Charlton game where we were looking at the next 3 ahead, and we were like, well, if we can pick up, say, even 6 points from Charlton, Wigan and Blackpool, we'd be in a very good position heading into that whole game on Tuesday night. And we've thrown it away. It's 3 straight defeats. And it's really hard to take. And I think as Sunderland fans, there's a lot of anger out there. I've seen a lot of people even questioning Lee Johnson. My view with Lee Johnson is he needs a summer window. I think we've done so well to get in this position prior to these 3 games that I really feel he deserves, a chance to really build this squad. So in my head, I'm not entertaining the idea of Lee Johnson being sacked. I don't think that's realistic, and I would disagree with any fan who thought he should go. The players coming out of contract in the summer, that's another area. I'm sure we'll cover that on a video, when the season's over. But at the minute, them players who maybe 5 games ago I was thinking, right, a lot of them might be able to stay. You might want to keep them. Right now, I'm thinking, well, you've let us down at the most important point of the season. And it's not that performances have been excellent up to this point and dipped off. I think the issue is there's none of them really going out there to prove, they should get a new contract. I'm looking at that team and I'm like, well, everyone played average, average to below average today. There was nobody playing out of 7 for Sunderland today. It was all 4, 5s and 6s. And that's not good enough. We're in this position. And Sunderland, if they don't go up this season, next season we have to be in promotion contention. We have to go up, really. That has to be the aim. Do I look at this squad and think they can get us promoted? Because a lot of them players have had 2 or 3 seasons to get us out this league, and they haven't done it yet. So you'd be reluctant to give them new contracts. Basically now, we have to prepare for the weeks ahead and hope we can catch some momentum heading into the playoffs. It's going to be difficult though, and I'm really despondent because I really thought that we were going to get there. I really thought this was going to be our season to get promoted, get out of this league. When I renewed my season ticket, I was thinking it was going to be in the Championship. That's how confident I think I was for promotion. I think that's how confident most of us as fans were confident in promotion as well. And it's really, really hard to take to see us fall away in such pathetic style. The fact of the matter is it was in our hands. It looked like we were going to be the team to get promoted, and we've fallen away, crumbled away in the worst possible way. It's not even a promotion race anymore. Hull and Peterborough have just done what they've had to do. They've picked up the points when they've needed to, and we've just completely fluffed our lines. And there has to be something done about that. Within the club, there has to be an answer to that, because it's not good enough. Can Kiri Louis-Dreyfus, if he's going to put money in the summer, can he look at these players, and say, yeah, I trust them to do it? Because I think if I was him, I probably wouldn't. Which means we're going to have another summer of transition. So it is what it is. As you can tell, this is just an incoherent video. It was pointless doing a plan. I'm pretty angry about how things are going. I'm pretty disappointed just with the whole situation, and I'm sure you are as well. So this has been a very muddled video. I probably went over point. I didn't want to talk about the game because that was just a terrible 90 minutes. It was awful. I just wanted to be put out my misery when they put 7 minutes on the board. I just didn't think we were ever going to score. And I just didn't want to go over that one again. So disappointed today. I'm sure you are as well. Let us know in the comments. If you're still feeling hopeful for the rest of the year. I'd be interested to know. But thanks for watching today's video. Hopefully it was more entertaining than what we've just had to endure.